Hey everyone, welcome back to Frontier City Thrills. Uh, Thanks for the new subscribers. Hopefully we can get some more in here and build this community up. Uh, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, hit that like, subscribe, that notification bell, and we'll get started with this. So the first thing I was going to show you, this is my pass, my season pass actually. Uh, that that you log into the website on the Six Flags website. Um, Now I'm fixing to get the Fun Jumper, which is Frontier City's. Uh, I guess they're the only park that has that Fun Jumper that you can only use, and you must activate it at the park that you purchased your season pass or membership from. You have to activate it at that particular park, which my home park, of course, is Frontier City. So, or as they want us to call it now, Six Flags Frontier City. So we'll just go with that. The only downside to this that I can see is you don't get to use it at all the Six Flags theme parks. Only in our how they have it uh, set up is the regional theme parks, which my regional theme parks would be Six Flags Frontier City, Six Flags Hurricane Harbor, Oklahoma City, Six Flags Hurricane Harbor, Arlington, and Six Flags Over Texas. That's how they're putting it. Uh, Now, if you activated it at Six Flags Over Texas, I can't remember if they have one or not. I'll have to I'd have to look deeper. But with that, uh, we'll get into all the good details of what can take place. Oh yeah, it's called the All Park Passport, where you can get in all the I think all the 42 properties. You can still upgrade your pass or membership even from Frontier City or Six Flags Over Texas or any other parks. Frontier City is the only one that's got that I know of that's got the Fun Jumper, which is only for my local regional park. That's what I forgot. A couple of days ago, I think it was on Friday, uh, Hollywood Studios, uh, credit to them and thanks for doing this for us, uh, drove all the way from New Jersey, Six Flags Great Adventure, uh, brought the lead car all the way down to uh, Frontier City to meet up with Great Adventure's first ever launch coaster, which was the bottom half of Lightning Loops, which is now Diamondback, as you can see right here in their post that they put. This is it was the lead car from King to Ka, and it was an amazing experience to see this. So I want to give them a big shout out. Thank you to Hollywood Studios for doing this. So as we get closer to sometime, I think it's next month, August, first week or second week, we're only barely a month away, maybe less than that, from the Six Flags Investors Call for their, I guess it's their third annual report. They have not announced it yet, but it is getting closer to it. So uh, a lot of people do get confused on Frontier City and their land. Their it's called the boneyard, the undeveloped land. I've seen comments that everybody's saying Frontier City's too small. They have no room to expand. This, that, and the other. That's actually untrue. We went and looked and dug deeper because years ago, I think it was almost 20 years ago, when I first started Frontier City Thrills in 2004, uh, there was talk about expansion of Frontier City. Well, at that time, a lot of people that don't even work at the park anymore, I don't even know where they're at, saying that they can't expand over that expansion land because it's agricultural issues, blah blah blah, and, and that's where we kept it at. So we dug deeper, and finally we got a hold of Oklahoma City and asked them about that. They said that's untrue. It has nothing to do with agricultural issues. Only two issues that arouse. Number one, the height limit. They can only go up to, what is it, 250 feet without having to go to the city to get the height restriction removed. And of course, number two is uh, noise pollution. You know how loud roller coasters get when they're on the track. The trains are coming around the track and whatnot. They don't want all that noise. They don't. They don't want too much noise. Uh, well, it does not affect the. Uh, I don't. I guess you would say the eastern part of that 60 acres of undeveloped land. It does not affect it because it's there by Interstate 35. So there was a Q&A with park management, uh, park operations manager, and they were asked about the so-called extra land that the park owns. Uh, and you can pause it and you can read it again if you want to. I went ahead and added it back in there. Uh, he clearly stated what he says. You know, we're not a we're not a small park anymore. We're a medium sized park. Uh, here's the lease information about uh, all the properties that, well, not all of them. I couldn't get them all in there about the leases with Six Flags. And of course, you can see how many acreage Frontier City has. Total of 113. They're only using 57 of it, which is the main park. The rest of it is on the other side of Wildcat, which is the undeveloped land. That's 60 acres. So uh, there was questions about that when Karen Burke uh, operated the park with Premier Parks. He was asked about uh, selling the lease and what goes along with that, the rides, property, and so on. I can't find the link anymore. It was just one of the local newspapers that was you have to subscribe monthly payments, and I wasn't going to do that anyway. Uh, he clearly stated that any ride operator or park operator, excuse me, clearly has all the rights to add and remove buildings, rides, etc. They have no rights to the land or itself. They don't own it. They can add and remove. Uh, Premier Parks uh, removed the old employee parking lot, which now Wild West Waterworks sits on. Karen Burke and Premier Parks is what paid over $1 million to have all the slides added to that. Uh, they sold the lease to Six Flags at their price. He also said that most operators they'll bring in a ride to up the value to sell it at their price and go from there. Uh, I think it was Park F7 or whatever company that was that installed Steel Lasso to become a family invert. They spent over right at $4.5 million with that for the park's 50th anniversary in 2008. Sold it to uh, Premier Parks, I think, at their price and sold out. So paid off the lease to EPR Properties. So in all, EPR Properties owns the land. Uh, Premier Park, Premier Park, Six Flags, or any operator has no control over the land. They can't touch it. They cannot go out right? So if they do that, that's an expensive uh, lawsuit. Anyway, he said the best thing that they usually do, they'll bring in rides and they'll just leave them and sell it like it is with what their price tag is and everything matches up, all that legal information. Anyway, that's how that works. So now we're getting a lot closer to this announcement of some sort about where these rides are going, what rides are getting what. I'm assuming that's what they're going to do next month. I'm going to go ahead and say, as of right now, which can change, they save Superman Ride of Steel from Six Flags America, which is an intimate hyper coaster, and the height limit is 209 feet or 240 feet. I don't remember which. Yeah, it's long. It's 5,300 feet of track, and it'll fit perfectly on the flat land of the undeveloped land. Of course, Darien Lake's already got new trains. I think uh, Six Flags New England's already got new trains, so I can't see them scrapping it. I think they're going to go ahead and relocate that one. Batwing, that's a good one. They can relocate it because it's a rare model. Uh, I'm, that one, I'm going to say 50-50. Uh, what is it? Joker's Jinx can be relocated. I don't know if they bring it down here or not. I think they're probably going to send it to another park. Uh, Firebird, that might be too old. A lot of people are complaining that it's still too rough, even with the floorless coaster trains. Now, the spinning coaster, uh, they could probably bring it here, I'm sure. Now, these are the coasters I'm talking about. Uh, they'll probably bring it here. It can fit inside the newly remodeled Nightmare Mine building. Um, Probably Professor Screamore, uh, with it, Skywinder, uh, Macomb SLC with new trains. Darien Lake's already got new ones. I think most of the other ones do have new trains on them. Uh, I'm going to stick with that being relocated here, put over there because it's a perfect fit for the amphitheater area because they don't use concerts anymore because there's been a development behind that stage, uh, residential development. Imagine apartment complexes. Imagine uh, Sky Screamer, Wonder Woman's Lasso of Truths. That's 240, 42 feet. Again, the park in that part of the city, Oklahoma City, that is, there's a height restriction, so that they can't go any more than 250 feet without having to go to the city to get the height removal removed. Uh, what else? The Imperial Giant Discovery. You can put it over in the undeveloped land and start from there. Remember, the Olympics is just 3 years away, and they're running out of time uh, to get everything up and going because right down the road is the softball park, which is the largest in the world, and that's where the Olympics are going. One of the two venues are going to be held at softball park and with uh, canoe kayak, which is 10 minutes away from that. So they 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 got to do something. They can't just run with what they've got. Uh, I think they'll retheme the whole area and uh, with those rides being brought in. Now you also got to remember their lease is expired with California's Great America. There's more rides. Uh, that's in 2027. They said they probably will not release it or release it, renew that lease. They'll have to relocate some of those rides, and that's in 2027. But you got to remember 2028. That's right around the corner. Everybody's already gearing up for the Olympics now. Now that the Thunder has won, and that's another thing. The If you remember back in 2023, when the Texas Rangers won the World Series and they had their parade, there was almost 600,000 that showed up for that. Well, Salim Basol was asked, why did they not show up to Six Flags Over Texas? Because that's right across the street. Well, everybody that I talked to said they wasn't adding anything, so we're not going to the park. Well, it's the same thing here. The Thunder won the NBA championship this year in 2025, and there was almost 600,000 there. Well, guess what? They were asked the same thing. You're 10 minutes away from the park. They haven't added anything. When you add something, you will get that many people, that many guests. So there's where that all stands at, and that's what everybody's. Yeah, sure. Where they're the 20th largest TV market, maybe the 19th now. A lot of people are saying the city's too small. By NFL standards, this is a medium-sized market, so they are looking heavy into it. ESPN has already been here, getting ready and gearing up for it. The Olympics, that is. Um, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this long video here. And thank you for your subscriptions. Hopefully we can get some more. Next week I'll be at the park. I think it's next week. Yep. Because I gotta still add on to mine. Thanks for your subscriptions. If you haven't already, uh, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button, and we will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.